So hello everyone. I hope that everybody connected and joining this the first live webinar for our company for SOC Prime about our new function which called continuous content management module. And today we want to present you how this module looks like and what exactly the main value can be done for everyone who will utilize this wonderful functionality in your company in case of content deployment, content management, or so on. Hello again, my name is Sergey and I am Senior Solution Architect at SOC Prime. And today I will show you the first part about how in general any specific company usually grows with any specific processes or so on about detections or so on. And after that, we'll show you the real demo about the platform, how it looks like, and what exactly the main value can be done for you in case when you will utilize this technology in your infrastructure. I want to share my screen, and I want to show you what exactly usually each specific company evolve in case of cybersecurity detections or so on. Usually when we start our companies, when we try to build any specific detections or so on, we face it with very simple like steps or maybe ways of working. But at the same time, we have very small team, usually on the step one. Maybe it's 1 or 2 persons directly connected to the cybersecurity, which probably can do some detections or any cases of the incidents response in the company infrastructure. At the same time, again, not too many tools available. Maybe SIEM technology, maybe some antiviruses, maybe something like this one. But in general, we are limited with some functionality, and we should know what exactly we're planning to detect and what exactly we're planning to do with some incidents located to our environment and infrastructure. We can maybe have a few just maybe like basic ideas about detections or so on. Usually no processes, only passion and like a vision about what we're planning to do in the infrastructure. After that, again, usually we do some like evolving or we go into grow for our company security needs or so on. We add maybe new members into team. We can buy some additional tools which can be assigned to the different team members in the companies to help us to detect different type of the threats, to detect different maybe some suspicious activities or so on, which probably can be interesting to detect for any typical of the data relevant to the threat groups, maybe tools, TTPs, MITRE, or so on. Yes, we will have more team members, we will have maybe additional security tools, but at the same time, we need to connect more log sources to our infrastructure. Because again, visibility with limited amount of the log sources, it's not enough. But we want to have more visibility, understand what is really is going on in our infrastructure in case of any threats, any campaigns or anything which probably can be detected like an incident in our companies. Yes, we are starting to build usually again processes which can somehow describe what exactly we should to do with incoming data, maybe with some incidents or so on. And we're planning to make some way of working about incident detection, incident response, or so on. And again, during the process of evaluation of the SOC team, we will again hire new people. Some people probably can leave the company. We will think about strategy, processes, maybe something additional which will be will fit our company strategy or so on. And usually will be like a step 3, and we will have like a SOC team level 1, level 2. We will have again a strategy. We will connect again additional log sources to our SIEM technology. We will think about incidents response with connectivity with different team members, with different departments in the company, or so on. Again, we will need to have some detections, and probably we will look into some behavior based on the TTPs and connected information to the threat groups, to specific maybe tools, anything which probably can be addressed to our company and to anything available in our infrastructure. And again, we will again think about how to improve each thing of working, each of the way of working in the companies. And we will add maybe additional responsibilities like a threat hunter into our SOC team. We will think about coverage of the MITRE. We will be thinking about log detection enrichments. We will think about anything to help with holistic view about what is going on in infrastructure, about detections or so on. And at the same time, we will be needed to think about how different content should be tuned.
Sergey, sorry to interrupt you. We cannot see your screen, I suppose.
Why?
Oh yeah, now we see, but we see like step 4 at the moment.
Yeah. Yes, it's correct. It's correct.
Yeah, I mean, so we see only freezed, so we don't see in presentation mode. Just maybe, yeah, we see still step 4.
Anyway, I will maybe explain maybe something wrong with this screens, with this page.
You can try on the just exit full screen and try to go up and down. Yeah, now we see your mouse. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we will think about how to tune content, how to maybe remove old rules or so on. Because if new detections we will add into SIEM technology, it will be definitely difficult because, again, a lot of new detections will be needed for us due to some new campaigns, new behavior of the threat groups or so on. But at the same time, if we can cover maybe some specific detections with new detection items available, some old rules probably should be removed from the infrastructure because it will be maybe covered with another logic, or maybe can be detected with another possibilities or with another tools which probably can be available in the company's another one tools. At the same time, yes, we will think about some type of the automation or so on, with possibilities to build maybe some machine learning detections or maybe some behavior detections or so on. And like a next step, usually again, we will think about any specific audits, maybe about automation, integrations with additional tools, with some maybe continuous process for the content, because for each specific step, for each specific situation, for each company around the globe, we will think about how to detect threats, how to detect incidents. And to detect anything, we need to have proper content. We need to have some logic which should be available in our tools. In case of the tools, it usually will be SIEM technology, maybe something else one, but the SIEM technology, like the main one, will provide a lot of possibility for any company to detect different types of threats. And yes, continuous process, it's one of them, like a major feature, what exactly we're planning to show you today, like a continuous content management portal, which will allow you to deliver rules in the automated way, to help you with some updates of the rules, to maintain rules from single console. Because why, again, it can be very useful and interesting for everyone. Maybe you will utilize not only single SIEM technology, but maybe a few different tools can be available in your company, and you will be needed to maintain all of them in case of the detections. Maybe test environment, maybe production environment, maybe both of them, or so on. It will depend again on your infrastructure. It will depend on what exactly you right now have in your company to detect different type of the threats or so on. And yes, to provide this like a continuous process, we need to have some like a connectivity through the maybe API or through the any specific things which will help us to deliver detection items into SIEM technology directly, maybe in one click, or maybe in some specific schedule, or maybe in a fully automated way, based on some specific, let it be tags, maybe some specific things which will be interesting for your strategy and for your specific roadmap, especially for your company. So this is like very briefly about process of content deployment, of content build, and how what exactly companies evaluate inside of the your security area about detections or so on. And I will pass to Alex the lead for the demo, and Alex will show you how our module, our continuous content management portal, can help you with any specific content deployment, maintenance directly into SIEM technology in one click by some specific schedule. Thank you. Alex, stage is yours.
Yep, thank you, Sergey. Do you hear me good?
Yep.
Yeah, good. Ala, can you please share my screen? I don't know,
I can see a screen.
Okay, cool. Any slides, please? Okay, so I'm sharing now my screen with Strategy Action Marketplace. So please please type if you don't see it or see it. So I hope you see my screen. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Alex Berdikhin. I'm CTO of SOC Prime. Yeah, now I will present you our continuous content management module and tell you some tips about it. So I will start from the search page of the main page of our threat detection marketplace, where you can find like all the rules that are available here according to your subscription. So on the left we have a lot of filters, but I will not go through the like TDM functionality. I will go directly to the CCM. So if I click on the rule details, we see here like all the Sigma rule, the original Sigma rule itself, and a lot of translation to different platforms like Elastic Stack, Azure Sentinel, ArcSight, Splunk, Radar, and so on. So we have here more than 20 platforms available here. So in each platform we have these different types of content like queries or rule, for example, for Azure Sentinel. And we have this possibility here to deploy directly to your instance, to your Azure instance. So to be able to do this, we needed first to configure the platform, like the connectivity to the platform. So we need to go to Profile and then Platform Integration Configuration page. So for example, for Azure Sentinel, we just need to fill here all needed credentials like a client ID, secret tenant ID, subscription ID, resource group, and Sentinel workspace. How to get all this credential? There is like instruction very detailed here. Yeah, just fill in. So we can create here like different API profiles, like for test environment, for production environment. So we have here also a demo environment. And then you will be able to deploy to different instances. So to install like a rule by rule manually, I mean, so you can just click from the rule details, this button, deploy to Azure Sentinel. So we showed you this functionality on the previous webinars. So at the moment, nothing new here, but what we have added here, so if you want to install like these rules in like a bunch of rules, or you want to continuously check the rule updates, or if the new rules are appearing in TDM and you want to be you want these rules continuously to be deployed to your CM. So we will move to continuous content management module. So we have added here this button, add to list. So what is lists here? Lists are this is already the part of continuous content management. So this is like you are the same as you creating the playlist in your music player. Yeah, so pretty the same. So you can create this, like here is create new list, for example. So I have moved already to content management portal. You can put here name, select static or dynamic. So static content lists are the list that you just populate from the page that I was previously there, from the rule details page, so one by one. So if you choose static, you can choose here the platform. So at the moment, we are supporting Microsoft Azure Sentinel and Elastic. And working on other platforms like Humio and Sumo Logic and others. So and then we are selecting like which type of content here we can add, like a queries, rule, or configs. If we choose dynamic lists, in dynamic lists, we can choose also not only like, so we need to define a filter which rules will apply here. So I will show you on the, for example, on the CV. So this is example of the list, of the dynamic list, where we include tags like CV 2020, like three different CVs and T-movie, for example, text, and it showed me dynamically this list, these rules that are there. So maybe I will go back to be clear. And once again, I will create this test demo. Let's make it dynamic for Azure Sentinel. Let's make it rules. And let's include everything that is related to Office 365 security. We can also exclude any text here, but let's see. So I saved this rule, and here is this test demo list. And I see here already automatically assigned 27 rules. So when I click there, I see all these rules that are available in TDM according to my subscription with that tag that I have defined here. So now I can, so you can create like a lot of rules, anyone that you want. So here's, for example, you see that we have here predefined like some of the lists that our team is using on the demo. Yeah. And then we can create a job. So I'm moving to the next page with jobs, where I can define which list to deploy to a specific IP profile. So here is like, there are 4 already predefined jobs. I will edit it and I will show what we have here. So again, we choose the platform, we choose the API profile that we configure it in our platform integration. So in this case, this is test environment. Then we choose which field mapping to apply to these rules. I will come back what is field mapping if you're not yet familiar with it. So and then we choose like which content list to deploy. So here is, for example, Office 365, and we put a schedule. So how often do we want to deploy it? So so how it works? So at first, if the job is run first time with the list, so it checks whether there are no such rules in your instance before, and if it finds rules that are not in your platform yet, so it will be installed automatically. But in case if the rule was already installed, so the job just will check whether there are any new updates for your rule in TDM. So we just compare the dates of when your rule was updated and when the rule in TDM was updated. So then job is running. So currently this job is running every 4 times, and here we have the status of this job. So for example, we see the red one that it is 1 error there. So I can click on that, and I see the detail, like a history log of this job, and I see line by line for each rule that was deployed successfully or not. So if I scroll down, so yeah, I see that there is only 1 failure and a lot of success. So for success, I can click and see exactly what was happening there. So I see the message that content was successfully deployed, and I see the JSON. So what exactly was deployed there? So, and the same with error. So if I click on the failure, I see the the root cause why it was failed. So at the moment I see that failed to run the alert rule query, one of the tables doesn't exist. So I know now that for Azure Sentinel it is very sensitive to have like all these tables, and you cannot upload the rule if there is no specific tables. So I need to edit this query, I mean, and then to apply it. Yeah, so we have every action of continuous content management is logged in history. So then how to see which rules are already deployed into your instance. So here we have here inventory page, which shows you all the content that is installed in your environment. So for example, for this Azure Sentinel, for my test environment, I see here like a lot of rules that were installed automatically or not. So if I see here, for example, deploy date, so that means that the rule was deployed by continuous content management. Yeah, and it was deployed today, like a few hours ago. What else here I can see? I can see the rule name, like content ID, I can copy, and if needed, we see here author of this rule, and we see here like the source. So if the source is threat detection marketplace, so we see that this rule was deployed from TDM, but also we have here like others that we don't know which function it was, but you can always check it. What else interesting is here? So you can not only review rules from here, you can also like check few rules. You can make an action with them, like enable or disable them or delete them completely from your instance. Or if you want to edit it, so you can choose edit content. Yeah. So if you click here, edit content, so sorry, it's my internet is slow. Yeah. So it opens the raw JSON of this rule. So you can edit here. For example, if you want to change the name, for example, reset user password, I don't know, you can, like a test rule, you can write something, anything there. You can enable, disable it, and you can deploy these changes back. So continuous content management allows you to edit content and to manage it like from one console. So at the moment, this is, yeah, the view is maybe not so prettify, I would say. So we are working on that. So we will add here like very nice UI. So that will be in November. Yeah, what else here? So so if continuous content management defined like that there is a rule that was updated in TDM, but not yet in your instance. So we just put here like this one green sign here. So that means that there is an update in threat detection marketplace for your rule that was deployed in your instance. So if I click here, so I will see on the left the rule from the TDM, so which is there, and on the right I see the JSON, the raw rule from the Azure Sentinel. Yeah, and again, so we will add here the same like a function that will show you difference. So we are currently working on it, that you will see in colors, like which lines was added or updated. So that will allow you to synchronize these rules and deploy changes into your instance. All right. So what else here we have? So I think that, yeah, so this is the main functionality of our continuous content management. And we are continuously like improving it. So this is the first version of it. Yeah, it is available under Galaxy, Sergey, subscription. Yeah, under Galaxy subscription by default, but you can subscribe to it in any other subscription. Just contact our sales. And next week we are launching this trial version for continuous content management. So you will be able to test it for 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah. Sergey, what can we cover more on this?
I think this is like the main functionality available of this specific module, which allows customers to deploy content automatically, maintain from single console, and to define which rules, how they work in your infrastructure. Because maybe you forgot to say about hit count. It's like the metrics which show us how many times this specific rule are triggered in your infrastructure. And this is again your possibility to understand how often and what exactly may be noisy rules available, at the same time modify them from the same console. And you can do this modification for each specific instances of the different workspaces of the Azure Sentinel, or maybe Elastic or so on. So it's not only the possibility to maintain, but also to track how rules work in your infrastructure.
Yep, thank you. Yes, so this is very important, like a functionality that show you, how many triggers do you have for your rule. Yeah, right. So maybe we have any questions from our guests. Oh.
The first one, I think, does continuous content management also work with, for on-premise Elastic deployment, or it's only for Elastic Cloud?
Yes, at the moment it is only for Elastic Cloud. So yeah, so it's technically we need access, or you can like put your on-premise Elastic, I don't know, to allow access from our threat detection marketplace.
Maybe if to speak from a technical perspective, we need to know how to connect to your local environment. Probably through the NAT or so on, we're able to do that, but it will require some additional like open ports from your side to provide possibility for our marketplace connect to your instance of your local Elastic Stack.
Yeah. Okay, now I see the questions. Yeah. So the next question is: possible to deploy Splunk Enterprise Security? So at the moment, not yet. So continuous content management doesn't support Splunk Enterprise, but yeah, I think we can add this to our roadmap long term, right? Okay.
Does the rules are compatible with Alien Vault? Probably no. I think so.
Yeah, we don't have it yet in TDM.
Also, has anyone mapped AWS guard duty event types to a content list? Having something like that would be very interesting for us. We find it hard to keep up with the additional subtractions in our content management system now. Probably yes. We can filter out available content through the cloud infrastructure and define what exactly applicable for your AWS guard duty events through the different systems, because we don't know what exact environment available, but through the filters, through the additional text available to create a content list, you're able to add anything into list by, let it be log sources, by specific cloud environment, or so on. It's not so difficult to define a content list, which probably will be interesting for you. At the same time, you're able to manually add any specific rules into static list to deploy them into your infrastructure.
Yeah, I can check whether we, for example, have these tags for AWS. Yeah, so we just have that general like AWS here tags and also CloudTrail. So if we choose it, so then we will have this automatic list with queries. Let's check it.
Alex, maybe you can also show functionality for custom field mapping, because it's like possibility to customize all available content by different log sources available in the AWS for some specific tables, which probably can be available in the guard duty.
Sure. So so the custom field mapping. So custom field mapping allows you to map. So let's go to, I don't know, let it be Azure Sentinel Query. So allows you to map fields that are in Sigma rules or already in translations to your own rules. So for example, if we have Azure Sentinel a Linux field, or just this is the log source, I suppose. Yeah, so for example, CSURI query, so you can map it to your request URL. And then all the translations automatically will put like request URL field where this field is mentioned. So I can show you how it is working. So let's yeah, we just show you the rule, the live. Yeah, so for example, we have this target file name contains ms.dat. So I can apply here my data schema, or I can configure it. So let's say change the demo video. Okay. So and I will add there. So what was the field? Target file name. Okay.
You can put, for example, Windows like a table to replace with needed anything. Oh yes, you can.
So here is target file name. I'm editing. For example, in my Azure Sentinel, this will be the target file. Let it be target file. So I say changes. So here, and when I apply this demo video here, so you see the fields change from target file name to target file contains. So in this way, you can map your own data schema and import it to threat detection marketplace, and then from that part, you will be able to use queries without any reason to modify it. Yeah. So maybe, do you have any other questions?
Yes, Alex, a lot of. Maybe the easy one. Is the recording of the session is available afterwards? Yes, it will be shared from our marketing team to everyone who attended this meeting and to everyone who wants to see how this demo was going on. Another question. There is some deployment to integrate rules in LogRhythm. Not yet. We have plans about LogRhythm, but still under progress. So, but again, just to be honest, not available. How do you know what data sources are needed for specific rule to work? Again, we crafted these rules and we know how the logic should work in the infrastructure, and we we definitely know what exactly data are needed to be sure that this detection will work. At the same time, for some specific rules, if they're based, for example, on the sysmon log data, we also provide like a configurations for sysmon to allow you to gather proper data to provide detections for specific rules available in the marketplace. So different possibilities available to understand what exactly data are needed and how this data should be available. Also, each specific rule includes some information and context about what exactly additional like a metadata or information should be used by people, by SOC team to deploy these rules into your infrastructure. And in this metadata available, maybe event IDs, maybe some categories, which we utilize inside of the conditions of the rules to detect different type of the threats. I hope it's clear. The next one, is CCM an extra module on top of the TDM, or can you also use it without the TDM? No, it's an additional module for TDM to provide content available in our marketplace into your infrastructure. Maybe in the future something will be changed, but right now it's only like an additional model for TDM.
Yeah, it can be purchased. I mean, on any subscription, even the Planet one, right? The lowest. So if you are using TDM, if you are registered already there, so you can just talk to our sales, just press button, contact sales support. Yeah.
I think question, Alex, to you. Can you please show how the hit count of the rules can be measured?
Yeah, sure. So let's check. So I'm not sure that I have here anything.
I think you can choose Elastic. Elastic definitely available. This
okay.
This data, yep.
Yeah. So here is it. We have one watcher alert for Elastic. So when we see here like 316 accounts, and this is for the last 30 days, right? Yep.
Maybe you can
so yeah, we don't. I mean, we cannot see here like the exact alerts which was triggered, but we just can see here the count. I mean, and again, so you can edit content, and you can see which what is this watcher about, and edit if you need it. Yeah, again, this view will be changed very soon. So to prettify the JSON. Right.
Okay, maybe the next question, does continuous content management also work for ArcSight deployment? No, because some technical limits available from ArcSight side about API, and it's somehow difficult. And pretty much the same, if you think about delivery rules into ArcSight deployment, we need to have some connectivity between traditional marketplace and between this module and with your infrastructure. But again, for cloud platforms, it's very easy to deploy because through the API. Again, inside of the ArcSight available only like a REST API with some additional limits, and we're not able to do this at this moment. Maybe in the future, but right now, not yet. For Chronicle, have you started using Yara L2 syntax for your rules? I think
yes, I can cover this. So yes, so we are already supporting the Yara L 2.0. So you can search here in the platform and just choose Chronicle Security, apply filter, and you will see that we have like 2,000, more than 2,000 rules for Google Chronicle. Yeah, we are not, yeah, so here it is. So we don't have yet this button for deploy. So waiting for Google Chronicle API. So when it will be available. So yes, for sure, we will add that to deployment function and to continuous content management. Yeah, because it is very popular nowadays. Yeah. Yeah. So, any other questions?
Probably nope, maybe not yet.
Okay.
Please do not hesitate to answer, to request anything. We're ready to help you and support you with any technical stuff regard to platform and regard to this specific continuous content management module in the platform.
All right. So I have nothing on my agenda more. I mean, so maybe we can.
Yes, please enjoy the platform. Try to investigate how this module can help you with your daily operations. And as Alex mentioned before, next week will be available possibility to request this functionality for trial. So you're welcome. Your feedback very important for us to understand how we can improve this functionality, what exactly can be very useful for you. So please do not hesitate to provide us as much as possible feedback, and we will improve this CCM component in the threat detection marketplace to provide you real possibility to maintain rules from single console directly into your technologies. And thank you for joining.
Yep, thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you and have a good day.
Yes, bye-bye.